local people, local news and events, local sports, local matters. For all things Lloydminster area, this is Live with Kurt Price.
We are back out on the road today. We've made our way to Chatsworth Farm, and we want to thank you for joining us here on the road again. Right now at the new Lloydminster Nissan, if you're looking to hit the road, you can get 0% financing on the incredibly popular Nissan Rogue, Nissan Sentra, or Nissan Kicks models. And a reminder, at the new Lloydminster Nissan, the service department is now open on Saturdays, and that's from 9 to 1 for oil changes and tire work. Once again, we're here north of Vermilion at Chatsworth Farm, and once again be taking part in the Alberta Open Farm Days this Saturday. So again, pleased to be joined by Charlotte Wasylik, and we are always excited to come out and not just see Charlotte, but see the family. It's a yearly thing, so thanks for having us again, Charlotte.
Oh, you're always welcome. Thanks so much, Kurt.
SwiftNet.ca is now available in Lloydminster, Cold Lake, and North Battleford, and the surrounding communities as well. You can get local internet that you can rely on. No data caps and starting at just $39.99. And because they're local, you won't spend hours on hold anymore. It's unmatched customer service. Call 306-825-7111 today or visit swiftnet.ca. Well, this August, Jared Russell is taking part in his 10th Great Cycle Challenge in support of children who are battling cancer. Now, Jared himself battled cancer when he was just 4 years old, and Jared is cycling around Lloydminster all month. And his sister, Lana Lane, told us that just like they did when Jared was diagnosed so many years ago, they are still relying on friends and community to rally around him.
So I think of the friends and the family that rallied around my parents and rallied around us. We've just grown into that throughout the years. And so we're so grateful. Every year I send out texts, and I'm sure everybody goes, oh, here's Lana's text again, just saying, you know, it's Jared's time of the year. And I don't know, just the response from people is amazing. And so we love that. We love being part of a community that's going to rally. It's not maybe about Jared today, but it's about supporting families that are going through something that as a family we went through years ago.
And just like when he was younger and raising funds that first year, what they're going to do is they're asking different charities and different people to step up on Wednesday, because Wednesday is Kick Cancer's Butt Day. So what you can do on Wednesday is any donations that come in on Wednesday, they will be doubled. So anything that comes in will be matched up to $1.3 million. So that's pretty darn good if you're looking at finding a way to help. Wednesday would be the way. Get your nominations in for Cupcakes for Caregivers. You can email livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. We're heading out this week to deliver more delicious cupcakes and say thank you to one or more caregivers. Now, we've definitely had teams that we've met in the past that have deserved these cupcakes. So if you know someone that is deserving, we remind you that it's real easy to get your nominations in. Just email livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. Those can be healthcare professionals that go above and beyond, doctors, nurses, home care staff. And don't forget about those family members either that take care of loved ones each and every day. 1 in 4 people are caregivers, and they deserve to be recognized for their love and empathy and what they do for others. So Cupcakes for Caregivers, proudly brought to you by Sobeys Lloydminster and the Lloydminster and District United Way. Now, sticking with the support of sick children, this Thursday is Miracle Treat Day at Dairy Queen in Lloydminster. And over the years, there have been plenty of local children that have needed the Children's Stollery Hospital in Edmonton. So what they're doing once again is selling blizzards, and the proceeds from those blizzards for Miracle Treat Day on Thursday will go to support children's hospitals in our area. And Joanne's going to come in and visit with us on Wednesday. So if you'd like more information on that, that's the place to find it. And the 24th annual Laurie Craven Memorial Ball Tournament is this Saturday and Sunday with the induction of the 2025 recipient families at noon. But of course, they always have a silent auction, and they have a beer gardens, and there's other ways that you can support and go out and catch some balls. And that's coming up Saturday and Sunday in Lloydminster. It's not just a name, it is Superior Water. Superior Water has 2 locations in Lloydminster, and they're open on Sundays to make filling your Big Blue jugs a whole lot quicker and easier. And if you want great tasting water right from your tap, call the Superior Water team and ask about their under-the-sink reverse osmosis systems. 780-875-6636. I drink Superior Water because I like the taste, and after all, they do call it Superior Water for a reason. It is superior. Open on 57th Avenue, Monday to Friday, 8 to 6, and Saturdays and Sundays, 10 to 5. And they have a coin-operated location in Lloydminster, right by 7-Eleven, just off Highway 17 South. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Charlotte Wasylik is going to tell us about Chatsworth Farm and, once again, being a part of Alberta Open Farm Days this Saturday.
At CK McKean Roofing, they understand what it took to put that roof over your head for your family. With over 20 years of experience under their belt, they strive to show you that with their workmanship and their integrity. Not all roofing companies are created equal, and that's why CK McKean Roofing encourages you to focus on your most important investments, your home and your family. CK McKean Roofing. Roofers do it on top.
At Diamond 7 Meats, we work with local farm families to provide a high-quality product and a great selection for you. Try our mouth-watering smokies, pulled pork, roast beef, and more, made pure and natural with no additives or fillers. We offer custom processing, and our experienced team works for you to provide a selection of sausage, burgers, and jerkies made to your specifications. Take your grilling to the next level with a Yoder smoker. Complete the grilling experience with Canadian-made, award-winning line of House of Q barbecue sauces. We're locally owned and operated, and we look forward to seeing you today.
At Lloydminster and District Co-op, membership matters more. Because being part of a co-op means you're connected to something bigger than yourself. From long-held legacy by those who built our communities, to people you call family, friends, and neighbors. When you're a Lloyd Co-op member, you're an owner in a local business that prides itself on purpose alongside profit. You earn cash back. You help support causes that matter most, and you're building a better way of life for the next generation. Membership matters more.
BioClean Disaster Services is committed, certified, reliable, and will help you get your life back. In any kind of disaster, call a local restoration company. And in this case, BioClean Disaster Services is not only Lloydminster's local restoration company, they're also Lloydminster's largest restoration company. 1-833-246-8326. They'll take care of your properties and take care of your belongings, of course. But more than anything, they'll take care of you and your family. BioClean Disaster Services, 1-833-246-8326. Well, it's always a pleasure, again, for us to come out on the road and be here at Chatsworth Farm to talk to Charlotte Wasylik about Alberta Open Farm Days, and we really, really appreciate the short notice. I didn't realize it was coming up so fast.
It's right around the corner, and
It
thank
is.
you so much for coming out. It's always a great pleasure for you to be here too.
Absolutely, we love it. And let's start with just a quick review of how things have been for you guys this summer. What's the weather been like? How's it been treating you guys?
Oh, well, we haven't been getting as much rain as some places around the province, so we're quite dry, about 4 inches between, I would say, April and right now. And we've had more rain so in the last couple of weeks, so not really when we needed it. We needed it more at the beginning of the growing season, and now things are just settling in for the fall. So all of those grasses have gone to seed. They're already starting to go dormant on some, so they're not really bringing up any new growth. So that makes rotating your pastures really challenging because the grass is not keeping up to the animals' needs. So that's a challenge. And dealing with dugouts that are drying up or ones that are just looking a little bit murky, so making sure the animals have good, fresh, clean water to be able to drink.
What's Chatsworth Farm grow? What do you guys grow?
This year we've got oats, we've got barley, and we've got wheat. And a lot of those have already been cut for green feed or silage. Some of them weren't supposed to be cut for green feed, but there was just not enough hay to be able to make it through the winter. So those had to be not really sacrificed instead of cereals, but just used as an alternative feed to be able to get the animals through the winter.
So I was at Frenchman Butte yesterday, and in some places, one side of the highway, the corn looked great, and the other side of the highway, it looked bad. Are you finding it that patchy around this area too?
Very much. You can even look on the radar and you can see where we are. There's this yard, which is the main yard where I grew up, and then the yard I'm 30 minutes north just by Derwent, but it's pretty much an exact straight line north, and everything likes to really go right around. So we're in a really bad area for just missing out, just a little bit unlucky.
So will there even be a harvest here, Charlotte?
There will be. The wheat that's behind us is looking quite golden already. Probably not as, the yield isn't going to be there as what everybody wants or everybody needs, but there will be. And I know some people won't even make it to Open Farm Days because they're already starting to combine this weekend.
That's crazy, hey?
Yes.
Yeah, that's like southern Saskatchewan early. So Alberta Open Farm Days this Saturday. How many years now has Chatsworth Farm been a part of that?
This will be our 6th year.
Wow. That's pretty incredible.
Yes.
Yeah. How come you guys keep doing it? What is it that makes you guys makes the family want to take part?
I think I kind of forced them to.
So it's you love it?
I do love it. I have a background in event management, so for me this is just a really fun passion project and an excuse to take a yard and pretty much zero constraints. The only constraint is maybe the ideas or some really big ideas that we might not be able to do, but just let it all out there and bring it all together and give people meaningful experiences and just have fun with it.
So you started in 2020?
Mm-hmm.
Started during COVID year then?
It did.
Yeah. At that time, there was a lot of people that I want to support local. I want to know where my food comes from. Has that continued?
I think it was a little bit slower, and then now with the tariffs again, people are really back to maybe less on the local side, but just local as in Canadian or as in within their region, whether it's Alberta or in Saskatchewan. And so I think that just translates naturally into local. So it's come back with a little bit more added oomph.
Okay, that's good. That's good to hear. So, but it's not like you guys haven't had the support in those 6 years. It's not like year number 3 it went away or something
not
like
at
that.
all.
It's still been there.
Every year we keep getting more and more visitors, and it doesn't matter whether they're visitors from Edmonton or Calgary, but more people who are local to the area, from Vermilion, from Lloydminster. So those are increasing as well, and that's just amazing to see.
From year to year, do you see the same faces or you see brand new faces?
Both.
Both, eh?
Both. We see a lot of the same faces, and those same faces are really excited to see that every year they come back, they see something new and different. So it's like they're experiencing the farm for the very first time, and there's something that they can take back with them that they maybe didn't know or they got to experience for the first time.
Who can come? Like, do you have to pre-register ahead of time? Let somebody know you're coming?
We'd love if you could, but you don't have to. But if you do register in advance, we send out a little know before you go. So it includes how to get here, because we're in the middle of nowhere, kind of, but it's quite easy to find us on Google, and we'll have signs. But it's just nice to have that little extra added maps that we throw in there the night before, and then some of the extra information. You also get to win some prizes that Enbridge has donated, so those are really fun. And it also just helps us, and it helps all the vendors as well, because I'll give them a note and say there are these many people registered, so they can be better prepared too to maybe add more of their items to their vehicle when they come out in the morning. So that's really helpful. But if you're just in the area or your plans have changed and you want to come out, you can certainly do that. It's just like any of those big events like the Lloyd X or Calgary Stampede. You can just show up.
I know you've had buses come in the past. Are you doing that again this year?
We're not doing it this year. We decided that there was a lot of interest, but the interest didn't really translate into actual people in the seats. So we are pausing that this year. However, we do have accessible transportation on site. So if you're arriving and maybe you have a walker or a wheelchair, or you just don't want to walk around so much because the farmyard is very large. We have that. We also have wagon rides, and so that's a lot of fun, and it doesn't matter if you're 5 or 50, you'll absolutely love it.
Like you're talking about the horses and oh, really?
Yeah, we have Woke Ranch coming out. They were here last year, and they brought a team. I know they don't have the team that they had last year. They'll have a different team, but their teams are always gorgeous. Their wagon is beautiful and red, and they'll be going back and forth and giving people rides, and everyone loves it.
Oh, that's fantastic. I know you always say, watch what you're wearing on your feet. That's a big thing, right? Like, you got to kind of dress the part a little bit.
I would wear closed-toed shoes. I mean, people can wear sandals as well, but we might be walking through some areas where the cattle have been. You're going to be walking through some alfalfa, which is right here, and it can be a little bit scratchy on the toes. And there also might be some other animals that we're around. So I always recommend closed-toed shoes is the best.
Now, you're going to see lots of stuff that happens on the farm, but it's not like every day I can pull in and have entertainment. But
Correct.
You do have entertainment.
Yes, we take this to the full next level. So we have live music, and this year we have the Western Thistles. They're a folk duo from Edmonton, and they're going to be playing 3 sets. And it's just going to add such a lovely ambiance to the whole day. And then we also have cooking demonstrations. Those were added last year, and this year we've added a butchery demo. And all of the chefs who are cooking are customers of ours. And some of them are just really wonderful home chefs, and others are professional chefs and butchers. And everything that they're using, all the meats, that meat is from animals that were born and raised on our farm. So it's a whole cycle. So you get to see the animals out there in the pasture or the pens. Then you can come back here, watch those demos. They're even doing some tastings afterwards. And then you can go into our little pop-up farm shop and buy those exact cuts. And you get that whole experience.
Okay, that's new this year, isn't it? The butchery demos are new?
The butchery is new this year, but we had the cooking demos last year too.
Oh, I remember the cooking demos.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's face painting and stuff for the kids.
Face painting, we have Anderson Insurance Group. They're a new sponsor of us this year, and they're going to be bringing out their big trailer, and they're going to be giving away cotton candy, which is going to be a fan favorite, I know, and it's going to be right next to the face painting. And we are also doing new this year a community canvas. So we have one of our egg customers, actually. She's a local artist in Vermilion, Justina Smith, and she, at the moment, I think, is working on doing an outline on a big canvas, and so people can color that canvas in. And it's all, she sent me a sketch yesterday evening, and it's beautiful. It's a composition of many different photos that I've taken. The main animal in the photo is Jamie, my yearling colt, who's the poster animal on our billboard and posters this year. So he's front and center. And then we have some hen and chicks. There are cattle in the background. There's some flowers in the front. So people get to grab a paintbrush, color it in. And we also have some rocks that they've been gathered from our fields. They've been thrown into our rock pile. And then Laura, who's a woofer with us this year, she's cleaned all of those rocks so that they're perfect and clean for painting. So you can take it home with you at the end of the day too.
So if you missed last year on what a woofer is, tell us what a woofer is.
A woofer, it stands for Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms, and it's individuals from around the world who are just looking to experience farm life. They maybe have experience within agriculture, or maybe they have no experience. And for Laura, she doesn't have any previous agricultural background, but she's from Australia, and she's been here since June, and she'll be here until about October or whenever the ski slopes open. And then she's planning on going somewhere in the mountains. So she's been here, and she's been a great help getting everything ready and just learning about farming in Alberta.
So we've talked about some of the stuff that's like maybe not associated directly with the farm, but I want to talk a little bit more about that. And I also want to talk to Charlotte about what she gets out of this. Why does she keep doing this? It's a lot of work to keep bringing people to the farm each year. So we'll take a break and we'll come back with more from Chatsworth Farm and talk more about Alberta Open Farm Days, which is here on Saturday at Chatsworth Farm.
How can you help support the oil and gas industry and jobs in Western Canada? The answer is closer than you think. Sell your scrap metals to PWM Steel. PWM sells scrap iron to Evraz, located in Regina. Evraz's #1 customer is the energy sector, building pipes and plates for the oil and gas industry.
PWM Steel is your locally owned metal recycler and steel service center in the area. Plus, they're a strong supporter of the community. PWM Steel, your top steel supplier for Alberta and Saskatchewan for 40 years.
At Jason Arden Associates Cooperators, we're proud to be a top-rated local insurance company that offers flexible solutions and expert advice for all your insurance and investment needs. We'll work with you to tailor your insurance specific to your needs, and we offer investment advice that always puts you first. At Cooperators, one of our core values is to give back to the communities that we live in. Thanks to the support of our clients in Lloydminster and area, in 2023, Jason Arden Associates has donated $40,000 to local nonprofits, charities, students, athletes, and other special events. How does your insurance company support our community?
I'm Brian Zinchuk of PipelineOnline.ca. I used to be a pipeliner, and I've spent the last 15 years reporting on energy in Saskatchewan. PipelineOnline.ca provides comprehensive coverage of light oil, heavy oil, lithium, helium, power production including coal, wind, solar, geothermal, natural gas, and nuclear. There's a lot happening in Saskatchewan's energy sector, and Pipeline Online is there for all of it. No one else comes even close.
It's more than just taxes at LNA CPA. Assurance, accounting, retirement planning, estate planning, business consulting, financial consulting, farm program support, and bookkeeping. But yes, there is always taxes. The team at LNA CPA is committed to helping you achieve your best results and will be there to assist you every step of the way. LNA CPA, with offices in Provost, Vermilion, and Lloydminster.
Welcome to Wellings of Lloydminster, and a community of ageless explorers. At Wellings, age is but a number, and adventure is always part of the day. Come experience carefreedom living at Wellings of Lloydminster. Where adults 55 plus enjoy a vibrant, stress-free way of life with a whole lot of fun. Stop in and say hello to their new general manager, Nicole. You'll find them on the Alberta side at Wellings of Lloydminster, 7211 72nd Avenue. And visit wellingsoflloydminster.com for more. Wellings of Lloydminster, carefreedom living starts here. And we'd like to welcome you back to Chatsworth Farm. We're excited to be back. We really enjoy coming out. Well, I started to panic last week when I realized Open Farm Days. We haven't gone and talked to Charlotte yet. It might be too late. So thank you for making yourself available. I know this is a busy week. How much work goes into for you guys for Alberta Open Farm Days and getting ready? Like, would you normally be here on a Monday morning helping mom and dad, or is this?
Generally not, and I'll start planning back in January, especially when it comes to working with all of the sponsors, making sure that I can get into their books for the year. Also booking some of those musicians because they book their schedule quite far in advance for the summer. So it takes a long time, and there's prep all throughout those early months and then into the spring and to now. So this is when all of the actual in-person stuff is happening. So the hay got cut, and we needed to get that cut so that the Clausen Industries can come and deliver the picnic tables on Wednesday. Then we have Right Way Sanitation is bringing porta potties and hand wash stations. So this week is when everything starts to just arrive, and it actually goes from a farm to an event space.
Is it getting easier as 6 years? So
it can get easier, but I also add new things every year, so that just adds on to the level of detail and new things that you have to work through. But the processes are pretty much the same, so that makes it easier.
Yeah, the butchery demonstration is brand new.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you have new this year?
New this year, we also have sheep shearing, which is going to be really neat. People that have been driving along Highway 45, I've been grazing a lot of my sheep right along the highway, and people, whether it's through the highway or just through Instagram, they'll say, well, why didn't you shear those sheep? Did you forget? And it wasn't that I forgot, is that I'm planning ahead so that we can shear them during Open Farm Days. And it's going to be neat because the shearer who's coming out to do them is the shearer who's been shearing our sheep for the past 2 years. Her name is Reba, and she's from West Central Saskatchewan. And she's driving up 3 hours for the day to do those demos. So everything that we do try everything that we do. I try to have that connection. So it's not just this random sheep shearer. She's actually sheared our sheep before. She knows them. She knows us. We're doing equine demos this year for the first time. So it's my 3 horses, and then also my horse trainer, Megan, who's just by Elk Point, and she's very familiar with all 3 of my horses. They're very familiar with her. My colt is going to be going to her next year once he's old enough. So again, it's not just these random additions. They all have a meaning and they all have a purpose.
Now, your dad had mentioned, talk about the corn silage.
Yes. So we have, that was the one thing I forgot to add in the crops that we do have. So we do have corn, and this year I think it's going to be fun because last year we only had corn silage. The year before we had corn and oat silage. But this year we still have some leftover corn silage and we have some very fresh oat silage. So it'll be nice to do a comparison. I like to give people the chance to look at whether it's whole barley, rolled barley, whole wheat, and now we can use the silage. So some silage that is totally different species, but also something from a couple weeks ago to something that was ensiled last year at this time. So giving that good comparison and smell test, which gets people every time. Silage is strong if you're not used to it.
There's an opportunity to get your hands on. Tell us about that.
It doesn't matter whether it's the silage, so getting people to just pick it up and smell it, or some of the animals. We don't have a lot of animals that you can interact with, but we do have a decent number, and those animals that we do give people the chance to go up and touch are ones that are very comfortable with it. The horses are one. We have our livestock guardian dog, Lizzie, who's here, and she just roams around the yard, and she makes it her mission for the day to meet and greet every single person, and she does a pretty good job at it. And then we also have our pigs, who are very happy to get scratches. We'll also have some of the sheep, whether or not they're interested in getting super close to people, we'll see, but they'll be in some of the smaller pens so people can take a look at them. And then we're also going to have the wool. So some of the wool from our ram that we sheared earlier this spring, we're going to have it out so that people can really feel what the wool feels like, so they can watch the demo. And we might have our neighbor that's up by Derwent. He's originally from Scotland, and he's sheared thousands of sheep in his lifetime, and he'll show people how to roll up the fleece so that you have it in a nice little bundle. So that'll be a good little exercise to show you how it goes from the sheep to a bundle and what it feels like. So those are some of the experiences.
Now, you mentioned you can purchase some products right here. You guys, it's kind of like a farmer's market, isn't it?
It is. We have over 25 vendors this year. Some are coming from Lloydminster, some are from Vermilion, some are from Edmonton. We have one from Saskatchewan. We have one from Strathmore. So vendors from all over, and they're going to be covering everything from food to jewelry, breweries, distilleries, facial products. So everything, and all of the vendors are from Alberta or Saskatchewan. They're all small businesses or local businesses, and they all are incredibly talented at what they do and what they provide. So there's going to be an opportunity for everyone to find something at the farmers market.
What surprises you about this day?
I think just how many people want to experience it and have fun. I think one of the nicest things was he's a second cousin of mine. He came out with his family last year, and they farm. He said he just had the best time, and I think he's planning on coming again this year. So that's really nice to see that it's not just people from Edmonton who are really interested, whether they've been to a farm or not, but also people who are our neighbors who've been here many times before. They also get a real thrill out of it.
Must be great interaction with the kids too, because I know a lot of it is, your eggs don't come from the store. Find out where your eggs come from.
Yes.
That must be a huge part of this.
Yes. And what I'll do is I've saved some goose eggs and some turkey eggs. The ducks and the chickens are still laying, so we have lots of eggs to show people. And I also hatch out chicks specifically for Open Farm Days, so people get to hold day or 2 day old baby chicks. I have to take the eggs out of the turner when I get home so that they're going into lockdown, so that means they're 3 days away from hatching. So we'll have those for people to be able to experience, and it doesn't matter whether you're 5 or 100. It's a fantastic thrill for anybody who's never done it before.
You obviously get really excited about this. You're very passionate about it. What is it about it that keeps you going, I want to be a part of this again?
I just like the personal challenge of working on an event, working on all the components and bringing it together and putting something together that's really memorable and also really beautiful. So I try and make sure all the signage looks good. There's nothing that I love more than some of the nice signs that we have out. So that to me is one of the best parts, but also just the whole experience, seeing how many people come here and enjoy the day, and then just giving them that chance to ask those questions, because a lot of people do have so many questions when it comes to agriculture and farming, so they can ask those questions and just having a great time, and that makes it all worth it.
I think people think that maybe in order to come, you have to be a city slicker.
Mm-hmm. No.
Not the case.
No, our neighbors from up the road, they've been farming. Farms have been in their family for 2-3 generations, and they come and they have a great time. And sometimes those crop farmers, they might not know some of the interesting facts about pigs, like the gestation is 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. So they even learn something too.
Is it a breath of relief when it's over though? You can, the sheep are finally sheared, that kind of thing. I can kind of get everything back to where I need to do.
This is one of the smallest events I do in terms of duration. So I've done some where it's 7 to close to 10 days, so I can keep going, but everybody else is good for a day.
Everybody else is done with it. Yeah. What am I forgetting, Charlotte? What am I forgetting to ask you about?
Everyone can find the information on our website and our Instagram. Today I posted 9 frequently asked questions, so people can get a little bit more information about that. They can just come out if they're in the area, and there are also 2 other farms or agribusinesses that are in the area that are participating in Alberta Open Farm Days within the County of Vermilion River, but then also County of St. Paul. So the Old School Cheesery in Vermilion is hosting. This is their 2nd year. You can tour their production facility. They're going to be doing cheese tastings and pairings, which is going to be really fun. And to kind of combine our farm and theirs, we made little snack packs, and so they've got cheese and pepperoni, their cheese curds, which is made with milk from the Lakeland College dairy, and then our beef pepperoni, and so people can get those here and then go to the cheesery and actually see where the cheese is made. And then if you go an hour north of us, close to Elk Point, Kcow Ranch, the Worsta family is hosting their very first Alberta Open Farm Days. They're hosting on Saturday and Sunday, and they raise Hereford, Black Angus, and Charolais cattle, so you'll get a really nice experience there. This is their first Open Farm Days, but I've personally been on a number of tours there from a very agricultural industry side, and they host wonderful tours. They have a beautiful barn, and you get to walk up and down, and I think they have some show cattle that you can interact with, so they're going to have a really great event to check out as well.
What time should people show up?
Our event runs from 11 until 5. I would say the best time, especially if you're wanting to get a chance to really shop the market while all of those vendors have a lot in stock, because for some of those vendors, this is one of their best markets, and that's definitely something I'm very proud of, that the people who visit our event are so supportive, and that's just wonderful. So come earlier. So I would say anytime between 11 and 1 is ideal, but if you want it to be a little less busy, between 2 and 5 is a really nice quiet time, but still everything is going on, and we have all of the equine demos, the sheep shearing, the guided farm tours run all throughout that 11 to 5 period.
So the guided farm tour, you just get on a...
It's a walking one.
So
we pretty much start right where we are right here. Everybody gathers, and we leave right on the dot as to when they start. Last year, some people showed up and said, it was 12:37 and there was no one here, and we left directly at 12:30. So I like to keep everything really punctual, because we'll get about 120 people on each tour, and I want to make sure that we can try and see everything. So be there on the dot of when those tours start, because we'll be leaving right on time.
Charlotte cracks that whip.
Yes.
It's time. It's go time. Well, thank you. Is there anything else? I don't want to cut you short.
Oh, there's Yes. So everything is on our website. Everything is on our Instagram. Our website is chatsworthfarm.ca. Our Instagram is Chatsworth Farm. Facebook, same thing. And you can find all those details there.
You know, I saw you look over at your mom and dad. You know, we have 2 more headsets. And one of these years, we might get them on. Maybe next year, we might be able to get them on the show. So plan for that next year, okay? We'll come out and get all 3 of you on. But Charlotte, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure.
We'll be back with you tomorrow. We're going to be talking about chuck wagons, and the Healing Hub has a supper coming up downtown. We'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. We'll be back at the new Lloydminster Nissan.